It's time for that interview. What's one thing that you can do to come prepared for this interview? Let's find out. Hey everybody, this is Zach with IT Career Questions, and today I'm talking about getting prepared for an interview. And I'm specifically only going to discuss one thing today in this video because in the future here, I am going to be putting out a newsletter, and one of the perks of joining this newsletter is I'm going to send out the best 3 tips that I can give for you for an interview and being prepared. So stay tuned for that because that's going to be very exciting because I'm really working hard on getting this all put together so I can provide you guys really useful information and stuff that's really going to be beneficial to you and advancing and being prepared for everything that's out there regarding IT. So anyway, on to the main point. One thing that you can do to come prepared for an interview, and you're going to think maybe like, why would you suggest this? And that's bringing a notepad and a pen with you. And why could this be beneficial? You're going to be extremely nervous during this interview. That is really the bottom line. You know, whether you've done an interview 1,000 times before or this is your first interview, more than likely you are going to be extremely nervous. So bring your pen and paper with you, and when the interviewee, person that's interviewing you, tells you their name, you're going to write that down. If you're in a panel interview, you're going to write down everybody's name so that way you can actually refer to them directly when they are asking you questions. And this looks good on your part because they're going to see that you are actually going to be writing things down. And I'll get to why it's so important that you're writing things down. But during the interview, they're going to ask you lots of questions. And rather than say, hey, can you repeat that? If you write down the question, you can actually absorb that, and you could take the time while you're writing down the question to actually form the best answer in your head before you just spit it out. And obviously there's going to be some questions that you know the answer to right off the bat, which is fine. But some of the harder questions or more advanced questions or something that really does require thought, write it down so that way you can kind of ponder on that for a minute while you're trying to figure out the best answer. And furthermore, when the person that is interviewing you is giving you information about the business that you are interviewing for, you can write down that information. You know, that's going to be stuff like, you know, your paid time off, what holidays you get, what type of, you know, benefits package they offer for insurance, things like that. That's just going to be helpful for you, you know, maybe after the interview or during the interview so you can ask more questions. They will also be telling you a little bit about the company, and that gives you kind of time to write down more things to know about the company. And they'll kind of give you job details on, you know, what they're looking for and things like that. So you can write that kind of stuff down. But also while they're talking, a lot of times you're going to be like, I could ask them this specific question, right? Write down that question that you're going to ask them so you're not interrupting them while they're talking. And when they're done talking, you can go back to that question and say, hey, you know, whatever your question is, right? And this is a good thing for you because you are interacting with them. And the biggest part, why I say the pen and the paper is so beneficial to you, people love to see that, one, you're able to take notes, you're able to follow directions, and it really is helpful for you just for them to see that you have a high attention to detail. And they're going to notice that when you're taking the notes and writing things down and getting back to things. And a lot of times they are going to ask you, how do you stay organized? Well, there's one way that you stay organized. And of course, you can also say Trello if you've checked out my other video because Trello is awesome. But anyway, that is one great way that, you know, you stay organized. And they might even skip that question, to be honest with you, once they see you taking notes. But a few times I've been asked, you know, they'll say, I see that you're taking notes and stuff right now, so you probably stay organized that way, but how else do you stay organized? Something along those lines. So it really is very beneficial to you just to do that in many different ways. And I hope this is really a good tip for you guys. If you guys have something to add to this, or you still wonder why it's so beneficial to have a pen and paper, hit me up in the comments below. I'd love to discuss this more. And if you guys have other ideas that are very similar to that, please let me know, because I love to hear new ideas. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. You guys have an amazing day.